and Happy New Year. We are within. It is 2024 and I'm extremely grateful for everything. So I took a long, well-deserved break from work and also from the channel, and I reflected and I looked at the progress, and I was thankful and grateful because I started the channel last year. So 41 videos in the whole year. So I thought it was great because you start not knowing even where you're going or what you're going to do. So I reflected and I prayed and I planned. So we are back. So there's this lady that I was with the other time, and she said, you know what, I believe 2024 is going to be a great year for a lot of people. And I thought, yeah, you're right. But later I thought, wow, her faith is big. Just believing that 2024 is going to be a great year for a lot of people. I'm sure she had the people she's referring to in mind, but it was just great to see her having so much faith on behalf of everybody that she knows or the people that are around her. So I thought, you know what, how do I dab into that? How do I also have that type of faith or belief, for myself or for anything? Then I remembered a book that I read a while ago. So at the time I was going through a divorce, so I was deciding to go through with the divorce. So what I did was call this wellness programs at work. So I called them and asked to see a counselor, and they assigned me a very nice lady. And when she was talking to me, obviously asking questions like, are you sure about the decision you're making? And my response will be, yeah, I am sure, but I'm also worried about this and that and that and that. I don't know how the kids are going to do this. I don't know how maybe people are going to see me. I don't know this. I'm not sure about this. And she'll ask another question. So have you thought about what you're looking forward to when you have divorced? And I thought, no, I'm not sure. I think for now, I just want to get through it. I'm more anxious about this and that and that. And she asked, so what are you gonna do? How do you see your life working after this whole process? Again, I wasn't sure. So all my answers were unsure, all of that. So I guess you realized what I didn't know, obviously, that I was feeling helpless and powerless, and I just wasn't in control of my situation or my life and my future. So she said to me, do you know a book called The Secret? And I said, no. She said, showed it to me and said, if you may, please do buy it. I'd like you to read it. So this is the book, guys. This one here, The Secret. Maybe some of you have seen it, by Rhonda Byrne. Some of you have seen it or read it or heard about it. It is quite popular, and it is not new. It's been around for a long time. So about the book, it's an easy read, big fonts, cursive, very, very easy to read. So when I read the book, wow, it changed my thinking. It changed my thinking completely. How I saw the whole thing, how I saw my future, how I did everything. It gave me power. It gave me strength. Like, it gave me my power back so that I can know that I am in control. I'm in control now. I'm in control about what needs to happen next. I'm in control about where I need to go in my future. Because I didn't feel like that. I just felt like, I don't know, I have to pray about it. Maybe I must fast. I don't know. God will provide everything. But when I read it, I knew that the whole thing is in me. It's in me. It's everything that's going to happen is going to happen because I'm going to believe and I'm going to be clear about what's going to happen. So I went back to the book and I read it again. This time, circumstances are different. I remember I divorced a while back. Now I'm in a different space. And obviously at the time it made sense, but even now it made sense because for some reason I just lost the teachings of it along the way. I guess when things go well, you kind of like lose it and think, you're cruising now. So, but you know what? I thought, no, let me read it again. And it reminded me exactly of the power that I had then and how I needed to just maintain it. So anyway, it is about the law of attraction. The law of attraction, if you've done science, if you've done science, you will know at school how we used to remember it. We would say like things attract, unlike things repel. So it's really about like attracting like. I think it is in every way. It is in religion, it's in psychology, it's in many things that you see it, where we are taught, and we are taught that you have to attract the things you want. In religion, it's more about faith. But anyway, what it says is there's a law of attraction. The law of attraction applies to you, applies to me, applies to everybody. And in the law of attraction, that means there has to be something that attracts another that is like that. Okay. But then it says what that is actually you, and the part that does that in you is your thoughts or your brain. So I wrote a few notes here so that I can remember what to say, what to share. So technically, everything that comes to you has been attracted by you. Okay, that's in the best case scenario. So the images you hold in your mind are the source. Actually, they are the first magnet. So if you think about a magnet will scoop up or will attract other magnets or other objects with a similar charge or something like that. So your thoughts are the magnet. Your thoughts will attract what happens to you. You get what I mean? So what you are thinking about is extremely important. How you see yourself is important. How you see your life, how you see your future, how you see your work is important, because it attracts exactly what you are thinking about. Think about the reason why you do vision boards. You do vision boards because you want to be able to visualize what your future needs to look like. So your vision board, you put down the family you want, the car you want to drive, the job you want to have. It's creating those images, because you cut them out, you put them on a board, and you create a vision board. It's all about visualizing, and then you maintain an attitude that is positive. Okay, so your visions in your head or in your mind attract the like scenarios. Okay, that's number one. So your thoughts are your source of attraction. Okay, so the law of attraction, or the universe, will respond to what you think about. So it's warning us against our thoughts, what we think about, and how we need to manage our thoughts. But one thing it also says is that the problem is that we always think about things that we don't want, or things that we don't want happening to us. So we are very good at thinking negatively. But the problem is that the universe does not understand the not, the don't, the no. Whatever you think about, you will get. Like, there's no part where you are able to say, this is not what I want. Like, if it's not what you want, don't think about that. Don't visualize that. I mean, you don't go to a vision board and put everything that you don't want. What is the point? Because then you're just going to remember what you don't want, So you don't put what you don't want. You don't think about what you don't want. But that's what the book is saying. The problem is, as people, we always think about what we don't want. You think about the debt that is piling up that you don't want. You think about the pain that you've been feeling. You think about the trauma and the disappointment and everything. So we are not good at being positive. And that's why this lady's comment triggered me, because I thought, what a good attitude she has. The belief that she has to say 2024 is going to be a good year for a lot of people. That's already one step of the battle won, because she's already envisioning everybody in her mind that she knows succeeding, getting what they want, getting the houses, the jobs, moving from situations that they don't like. She can already see them smiling, being happy, and that's why she believes it. And she says it with conviction that I do believe that this year is going to be a great year for a lot of people. So that's what we need to do. We need to hold thoughts and images in our minds of what we want. So the book also warns us about contradictory thoughts, and also, so actually it explains it like it's like a TV. So if you look at the TV, every channel has got a frequency. So in the frequency, you channel that, and you see the pictures on the TV screen of the frequency that you've channeled to. So if you don't like the pictures that you see, what do? You change the channel, which means you change the frequency to a frequency that will show you pictures that you like. Okay, so it teaches you that you need to change your attitude. You need to change your thinking to a positive one. Positive thinking. And guys, I think even this week I was listening to the news, and there was a psychologist on the news talking about positive thinking. I think it was before the matric results came, and explaining that, you know what, there is no point stressing right now, though people do stress, but it's all about using your brain to think positively, etc. So a lot of people put it differently, but it's the same thing. It's all about how you put it. If the point about the law not being able to figure out, or the universe not being able to figure out whether you want this thing or you don't want it, so don't think about the things that you don't want. I think about a lesson that we were taught, that when you speak to a child or when you speak to people, the brain also does not comprehend like don't. If you say to a person, don't touch, they touch, especially a child. Don't touch. All they hear is touch, they touch. Don't jump, they jump. You know, so they were saying, don't use the word don't. It doesn't really register. Or no, or I can't, or something like that. So rather say, if you want a person to remember to be on time, don't say don't be late, because all that registers in the brain is be late. So you need to say be on time. So you put it in you phrase it differently, because then the brain remembers be on time, be on time. But if you say don't be late, it doesn't hear the don't, it hears the be late. Don't touch, touch. So I think it's the same thing, guys. If you don't want something, you can't say, I don't want, you can't think about, I don't want, whatever. Whatever you're thinking, that will attract more of that. So if you're thinking pain or debt or whatever, you're kind of attracting more of the same. I guess that's why we say money goes to money. Most of the time people say, yeah, money attracts money. Rich people always get money and money goes to them. It's because that's how they live, that's how they think every day. They think about money, they think about wealth. The things that they think about every day are not, you know what, it's exactly what they attract, because they're thinking luxury, travel, whatever. So that's what they attract in their lives. And we will say that, yeah, money attracts more money. So it's the same, like attracts like. So in terms of this book, it's saying you are also able to tap into that strength for yourself. You are able to think about things positively, but you also have to believe them. So you have to have a feeling that goes with it, that says, I will receive, I will achieve this thing. So what are you thinking about? I know most of us don't even know what we think about. We just allow thoughts to run randomly, free in our brains, like moving up and down. Like you have squirrels in your head. You think about this, you leave the thought halfway, another squirrel passes, you think about this, another one passes. Like it's chaotic. I know people who are good with meditation know how to quiet their brains and to control their thoughts. So they are very good at understanding that I allow this thought in, I let this thought out. Even if you have a contradicting thought, a thought that will contradict what you are thinking about, they actually know how to quickly control, because they're in control of their thoughts and their brains. Most of us who are not very good with meditation, or have not practiced this, or have not learned it in this way, we think about everything. Everything goes. We don't care if it's negative or positive. We just think about everything. So it's a mess. It's chaotic. We're not focused. We are not looking at one thing. We are not visualizing correctly. We're not manifesting what we want. So yeah, it was just a good reminder for me to say, you need to visualize what you want. You have a YouTube channel. How big do you want it to be? Where do you want to be? How do you see it happening? Where do you see yourself? You have work, your career. Where do you see yourself? And it's not about resolutions, New Year. It's about really making sure that I can imprint those pictures in my brain. I can make that vision board and then imprint. Think about myself differently, because I'm also one of those people who are very hard on myself, and in every level. So it's all about, but if you're being hard on yourself and that's how you think about yourself, why do you think other people are going to see you differently? So if you want people to see you this way, you need to think this way. Like attract like. What do you see? So they will see that. So you must see yourself in a certain light for people to see you that way. So yeah, it is a reminder, and I thought I would share with you as the first video of the year, just as an encouragement and some sharing moment to say, what are you thinking about? What is going on in that head? Are you even sometimes I realized sometimes people don't even think about anything. Sometimes I also don't think about anything. Like you just like lights on but nobody's home. Globe lights up and running, but you're not thinking, you're not planning, you're not doing anything. So there's nothing in your head. So you've got to occupy your head with what you want. So yeah, what are you thinking about? I guess the first homework is to evaluate your thoughts. Are you in control? Do you even know what's going on in your thoughts? The things that are in your thoughts, are they really what you want? Are they positive or negative? Positive attitude always goes a long way. It will give you more of that energy and more of what you want. So it is a challenge, and it is a homework for all of us to try and create images, visuals of what we want. Test it. Maybe start with something small. Focus on that, because sometimes thinking about a lot of things at a time and trying to manifest all of them might be, unrealistic. Pick 1, 2, or 3. But one thing that you should try and avoid is negative thoughts that will rub off everything, especially insecurities. If you think you want to study and then the insecurity comes, you don't have money, what are you gonna don't allow those type of thoughts to come. Don't worry about that. If you want a husband or you want to get married and then another thought says, oh, but who's going to marry you? You are fat, you're overweight, what is that? Don't allow anything like that to come. You have to look at yourself in the way that you want people to. So you have to change your thoughts. You have to change how you see and look and think about things to be able to attract what you want. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to read more. There's quite a bit I know about feelings and about contradictory thoughts and all that. And if you are interested, when I continue reading, I can share. Otherwise, if you're able to get the book, please do. It might do wonders for you as well. And just remind you, I know we hear these things often, but sometimes when they're said in different ways, they make more sense. I don't know why, but yeah. So what are you thinking about?